Yes. I was born in Richmond and raised in Henrico County and went to the Henrico County schools through Douglas Freeman High School. The formative experience, though, started when I was 5. My father got polio and was taken away to MCV, the Medical College of Virginia, now VCU, and stayed there 9 months. And when he came home in a breathing machine called an iron lung. And my mother had to really bear down and demand that he be sent home because they were going to send him to some type of a facility like the VA because they didn't expect him to live. And he expected to live, and so did she. And so she argued the case, and he came home. So he was 27 years old, and my mother was 26. They had just about finished the building of a new house not far from here, from the University of Richmond. And my mother finished the job while he was at MCV, being the contractor. And she taught us a lot about being a woman of substance and power and intelligence and means. She was amazing. Dad was equally as amazing. He was, when he came home, he basically lived in that machine. Most people don't even know what the machine is because it's a piece of antique technology. It's really low-tech apparatus for breathing, but it worked. And he stayed mostly in that machine for 35 years, with Mom being his chief caretaker, visiting ministers, visiting doctors occasionally, and my brother and I were her assistants in taking care of the machine. And so growing up like that, we thought that was normal. We were grateful to have him at home. He was a fantastic man. He was a quiet, kind, thoughtful person who never finished college but was a voracious reader. And I used to say, before there was Google, there was Dad. I could ask him anything. He had access to it somehow from his reading. And the way he read at the beginning was there was a rack over his head. Of course, he was in a lying down position looking up with his head out of a rubber gasket in the machine. And there was a reading rack over his head, and we took turns turning pages for him growing up. So it was quite an experience, but he taught us, my brother and me, how to be a man, and also taught us both that physical strength does not equal strength. He was extremely strong, and not only kept it together all those years, but led us into manhood. So that was the big experience, and when my friends would enter the house and hear the machine breathing, it was like a big bellows sound. They'd sort of furrow their brows. What is that? And we thought, well, doesn't everybody know what an iron lung is? No, they didn't. But it worked for him, and he died in 1988. And my mother died just a few years ago. So it was a long, beautiful marriage, and it taught us a lot about compassion and resourcefulness and sort of keeping it together in a discipline. He was so disciplined that anybody with claustrophobia would have lost it, and he maintained his composure all those years. He led me through an Eagle Scout project all the way, and but was unable, because of the machine, to attend anything we did. No graduations, no Eagle Scout award, no going to visit colleges, no getting married. He wasn't able to attend any of that. So it was very definitely my background.